Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl, Golden Girl. If you're interested in cash stuffing, sinking funds, savings challenges, anything finance related, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It really helps a small channel like mine. So today is a very exciting video. I feel like I always say that every video, but today is an especially exciting video because it is the first time I will be showing you how I budget my paycheck. So let's just get straight into it. I have my MacBook Air here, so I'm gonna pull it open and I'll be screen recording my budgeting template while we go through, so you'll get to see it firsthand. All right, so I have my cash stuffing budget dashboard up and I'll briefly go through exactly what each graph is and what each section means. So starting off, I already duplicated my tab over, so if you look down at the bottom here, you'll see that I've separated everything by the month and the week. So we're on June week 1. I went ahead and already edited the month and changed the date to June 7th, which is today, and also the day I get paid. So I have $971 to cash stuff, and that's what I want to plan for. So when I scroll down, you'll see all of the cells. So on the very left hand side, I have my income. If you have several side businesses and things that generate income, you can put it here. I just put in my paycheck. And then for my accounts, I'm very transparent about all of my money and my cash stuffings. So everything that you actually see me stuff is exactly what's in my bank account. So that's that. And then for investments, I actually don't total these into the total here because I personally don't prefer to. Something that I actually thought about is I know a few of my subscribers have debt that they would like to track for. So you can actually turn this tab into a debt tab. Let me just copy these cells and then I'll just go ahead and just change the header to debt. And then from here, you can just put in exactly what you owe. So like if student loans is one of your line items, just put in the total. And here in the totals tab, what you can do is, I've already changed it to the way that I like it, but you can actually take the sum of the cells that you want, so like income plus your accounts, which is C10 and C28, and then you can take out this cell, which I just added, so just ignore that, and then you can do a minus sign. I think it'd be easier to do it the other way around, actually. Let me see. Minus cell, does that work? Yeah, and that works too. So sum and then the range that you want to add up minus the debt, and then you can do it that way as well. So totally up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and just Command Z everything, and there you go. All right, so let's get started. I already have all of my prop bills and my starting cash balance in all of the cells. And I did this ahead of time so that I didn't spend all this time doing it on camera, but that is that. What I'm gonna start doing is following this little tracker that I made. If you wanna see exactly how much you have left to budget as you're putting numbers in here, like let's say 15, it'll actually track with you. You can do an equal sign and then take the income if you'd like minus the plan value. That would be much easier, but here I'm trying to make sure whatever's in my bank account matches what's in all of my envelopes. So this one's a little bit more tricky just because they're layering off of other formulas. So if you want to just get a tracker for your plan values, it would be equal sign whatever the income here is minus what is planned. And then you can also track that way. So I recommend doing that formula if you already have this template. All right, so let's get started. For Drinkity Drink, I'm actually going to be stuffing $12. I'm gonna go to Target and buy more matcha. As you can see here, I've been drinking homemade matcha, and it has been saving me so much money, guys, and it's so delicious. I ran out of the powder already, so I have to buy another one, and it's about $11, almost $12. Gas, I'm going to be stuffing $25. I'm actually having my friend dog sit for the next, for 3 days next week because I'll be out of town and my whole family's out of town as well. So I want to be able to pitch in for her gas. Groceries is going to get $20. Dining is going to get $40. Spending is going to get $5. And then car insurance, I pay $233 a month, so 1/4 of that is about $57.25, but I'm just gonna do $58 so that I can start doing $57 for the next 3 weeks. ClassPass is $69 a month, so I'm gonna put in $18, which is about 1/4 of that. Give, I always give $5 every week, and then over budget, we can put in $3 to make it nice. For my low priority sinking fund, I generally like to do a minimum of $5 for all of the envelopes, but for beauty, I'm going to treat myself a little bit more and put $30 in here. $5 for birthday, mine already passed, so I'm just saving for next year. Gifts is going to get $20. Holiday is going to get $20 as usual. My love will get 10. Well, let's make it 5. Let's put 15 actually. 15 for my love, my sisters, and my parents. And I actually give my parents $20, so I'm going to take that value out. For pet care, I'm going to be putting $25 in there as well. I'm going to be paying my friend to dog sit as well. I know she never asked, but I think it's just out of respect for her and her time. Like, I want to give her some extra money for her gas and to get some good food while she's house sitting, dog sitting. So I'm going to be stuffing this for the next 2 weeks to give her that money. Technology is going to get $15. Uber can get $15, and miscellaneous can get $15. All right, so let's go into my high priority sinking funds. I'm going to put 20 and 50 into each of my savings challenges. And then let's see what I have left. 525 to stuff. So right now, my main priorities in my high priority sinking funds is my emergency fund, house fund, and car and travel. Like, those are the ones that I really want to budget for. So emergency's gonna get, let's see, $240. House fund can get $90. And then where are we now? $195. I'm going to put $65 in car and then $35 in travel. Actually, I have to make this a little bit higher. I forgot that I need to buy a plane ticket. So let's put $85. And now we're at exactly $45. So we'll put 15 in health. And actually, this is perfect. So I realized after my YouTube cash stuffing that I did not account for taxes, which is so funny because typically I'm so good with making sure I set aside money for taxes. So I'm gonna actually take this $30 and put it into my business taxes for my YouTube channel. I made $104 on that paycheck, and I want to save about 30% of that paycheck for taxes. My only thing is that I have a feeling I'm not going to be paying taxes on my YouTube income, because if you're under like $600, you don't pay taxes on it, and I've only been getting $100 every like 4 months. So for now, I will save for it just in case, and hopefully at the end of the year, I won't have to pay that much in taxes. Perfect. So I think we're at 0, and everything worked out. Beautiful. All right, so that's how I split my variable, low priority, and high priority sinking funds. Something I want to note is this percentage income box. This takes into account how much you're allocating from your budget to your budget from your paycheck. So 19% of my income is going to my variable expenses, and then 19.5% is going towards my low priority sinking funds, and then 61% is going towards my high priority sinking funds. Generally, for my high priority sinking funds, I want to be above 50% always. So I make it a really big goal to stuff this binder the most, because these sinking funds are the ones that I think are the most important to stuff. That's high priority. And I make it a point to set aside that money for it. So the great part about this sheet is that you can choose the denominations you want and it will auto calculate all of it at the end for you. So I'm going to go ahead and do this really quickly and fast forward this part. Alright guys, so I went ahead and filled out all of the denominations I wanted, and here is the total amount of bills I have to pull. And if you look at this formula right here, this is multiplying each of these and then adding them all together so that it looks like $971, which matches our planned amount. That's how I like to double check that those numbers, the denominations, are correct in value. So if you look to this side, this is the transaction tracker. I fill this out at the end of next week when I start budgeting for my following week, so that for June 7th onward, any money that I spend from the 7th all the way until the 13th, I'll track here. But for like learning purposes, I'll put in a few values I know I've already spent from the previous week. So for instance, I know for my variable expenses, I have spent money on ClassPass. I get charged on the 1st. Technically, this should be going on in week 4, but I'll just put it here. So I'll put $69. Oops. And if you look up, the graphs here just popped up with that amount. So in order to get the labels, you have to have more than one category and more than one subcategory. So I'm gonna actually go into my low priority category and high priority category and pull in health. And I just paid for a chiropractor appointment, or plan rather, and I'm paying $79 a month as a new member. And so you can see here exactly how much I spent. So if you hover, you can see the amounts in which categories of variable and high priority. And then in the subcategory, these are like my envelopes. So I've spent 53% on my health and 46% on fitness. If you go to income versus expenses here, you can see how much you're spending against your income. I like to see the little bar graphs. Accounts and investments, you can see exactly on the pie chart where all my money is sitting in terms of which account, and most of it is in my Ally savings account, my Ally high yield savings account. And yeah, that's really all. I love this cash budgeting template. It's super helpful for me to see exactly how much I'm spending, and also helps me plan for my paycheck. So I like to plan for 2 paychecks. Since I get paid bi-weekly, I split my paychecks in half. So I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this tab and do 6W2. I go ahead and copy a cell and then paste it. Copy a cell and paste it to reset my graphs and my tracker, and I delete everything. I'm gonna keep the dates because I can just scroll into which date I want. And then I'll just go ahead and quickly remove all the values. I like to do it this way, and I'll show you why I duplicate the previous week versus duplicating my template task. And this has the exact same layout with everything in it. I just like doing it this way because what I end up doing is I'll add over all the values this way instead of having to recount all my binders every single time. So starting with low priority, 30 plus 70 is 100, 5 plus 25 is 30, and I typically don't touch it because I film So I plan for 2 paychecks and I film both paychecks on the same day, so I know that the values are going to be exactly the same. So I'm going to quickly go through these and then start up again. If you ever want to add something quickly and not do it manually in your head, you can do an equal sign, the value plus the other value. And I just do that sometimes out of laziness. Alright, so now everything is moved over and I can budget for the following weeks. For the second week of June, I'm going to be stuffing $905 and then I just start again. I'm going to quickly go through this one and fast forward. Alright guys, so I just finished my second paycheck and now I'm all set to go to the bank and pull out the denominations that I need for both weeks and then film both of those videos. I hope that you guys enjoyed how I budget my paycheck. I know there have been a lot of requests for this video and a lot of questions around how I use my cash budgeting template. If you guys are interested in trying this template yourself, feel free to check out my Etsy. It's down in the description box below. Each of my Etsy products, for the Google Sheets at least, come with a YouTube video tutorial. So if you have never used Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel, I go through each step with you. It's really simple. All the formulas and graphs are already set in place, so all you really need to do is fill in the numbers and your categories, and everything will populate for you. If you guys have any questions about how I budget or why I did certain things, feel free to leave a comment down below. I hope you guys enjoyed my first budgeting video. If you made it this far, leave a little diamond down below so that I know you made it to this part of the video. I will catch you for my next cash stuffing video. Bye!